Hello, my friends. Today I have a great story just for you. In the depths of a mystical forest nestled between a babbling brook and a field of dancing fireflies stood an ancient oak tree. Its gnarled branches reached towards the heavens like arthritic fingers, clutching at the stars. This was no ordinary tree. Its leaves whispered secrets to the wind, and its roots delved deep into the earth, soaking up not just water and minerals, but emotions too. It was a silent observer of the forest, bearing witness to the laughter of sprites, the rustling gossip of woodland creatures, and the hushed dreams of mortals who sought solace in its shade. The villagers who lived on the edge of the Whisperwood, as the enchanted forest was called, knew of this tree. They called it the Heart Tree, believing it held the emotional essence of the forest within its ancient bark. Every full moon, when the forest was draped in silver moonlight and shadows danced like phantoms among the trees, the Heart Tree would awaken. Its leaves, instead of rustling, would begin to speak. It would share stories of bravery, kindness, and love that touched the hearts of those who stood beneath its canopy, weaving dreams into their souls and filling their hearts with courage and compassion. However, there was one tale the villagers had never heard, a secret whispered only to the wind. When the Heart Tree was still young, long before its branches grew heavy with the wisdom of centuries, it was merely one of many in the Whisperwood. But then one day, a young girl stumbled into the forest. Her name was Elara, and she carried within her a heart so pure and filled with wonder that the forest itself responded to her touch. As she skipped through the trees, leaving giggles and bright ribbons in her wake, each leaf, each flower, and each creature she encountered shared their secrets with her. By the end of the day, Elara understood the language of the forest. She could speak to animals, soothe a troubled stream, and calm the angry winds. When the other trees learned of Elara's gift, they marveled. They wanted to understand the forest too. But over the years, they had grown tired of being mere spectators. They wished to experience the world beyond the trees, to feel the sun on their leaves without the shelter of the canopy, and to hear the songs of birds up close instead of faintly from afar. So they made a pact. Each tree agreed to send a part of itself into the world, to learn all it could about the life Elara had discovered. The trees waited patiently for centuries, observing the world through Elara's eyes. They watched her grow from a giggling child into a thoughtful young woman, and eventually into a wise elder. Yet none of them returned. Some remained in distant lands, forever changed by what they experienced. Others settled in faraway kingdoms, their roots entwined with important figures, influencing decisions that shaped nations. And some became part of everyday objects, their spirits living on through the people who used them. Still, the Heart Tree yearned to know more. It wanted to see the world as Elara had, to feel the wind in its leaves and the rain on its bark once again. But as the centuries passed and its roots drank in the emotions of the forest, it realized it could no longer leave. For it to do so would disrupt the balance of the Whisperwood. It was tethered to its spot, forever watching over the creatures and people who found solace within its protective embrace. Now, if you're thinking, how can a tree become a part of everything while also being stuck in one place? Let me explain. The Heart Tree discovered it could send parts of itself into the world through dreams. At first, it was hesitant, fearing it might lose these parts of itself forever. But then a wise owl, perched on one of its branches, hooted softly. "To truly live," it said, "sometimes you must let go. Your essence will return to you, enriched by the experiences of the waking world. Do not fear, Heart Tree, for in letting go, you will grow." And so the Heart Tree began to weave its dreams, sending parts of itself out into the world to experience life, love, loss, joy, and sorrow. It embraced it all, learning and growing with each new experience. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, a young woman named Lyra wandered into the Whisperwood. She was drawn to the forest by a strange pull, as if something deep within her soul was calling out to her. Lyra had always felt different, as if she didn't belong in her bustling city. She yearned for something more, a deeper connection to the world around her. As she walked, she came across the heart tree. Its branches seemed to reach out to her, offering comfort and understanding. And as she leaned against its rough bark, she felt a sense of calm wash over her, soothing the restlessness that had been plaguing her soul. Then the wind picked up, rustling the leaves around her and weaving a melody that echoed the longings in her heart. Suddenly the heart tree began to speak. Its voice was like the wind chimes, tinkling and sweet, yet carried with it the weight of ages. "Lyra," it said, its voice echoing through her very being, "you are the chosen one." Lyra gasped, startled by the sudden sound. "Chosen for what?" she whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. "You are chosen to listen to my tales," the tree replied, "to hear the stories that have echoed through my roots for centuries. Will you do this?" "Of course," Lyra breathed, feeling a sense of purpose settle in her chest. She leaned against the tree, closing her eyes, ready to be transported to magical realms and enchanted lands. And so the heart tree shared its dreams with her, filling her mind with fantastical tales of talking animals, mischievous fairies, and brave adventurers. It told her stories of love and loss, joy and sorrow, hope and despair, each tale weaving itself into the fabric of Lyra's soul, shaping her understanding of the world and her place in it. But after a while, Lyra noticed a change in the tree's voice. It sounded weary, burdened with sadness and regret. "Why are you sad, heart tree?" she asked, her heart aching at the tree's sorrow. "Oh, Lyra," the tree sighed, its leaves rustling sadly. "I have seen so much, heard so many stories, yet I cannot share them with anyone. I am trapped here, forever a silent observer, unable to interact with the world I so desperately want to be a part of." Lyra felt a surge of empathy for the tree. She understood its pain, having felt the same isolation and longing herself. An idea sparked in her mind. Maybe she could help the tree break free from its silent prison. But how? Then suddenly, as if in answer to her unspoken question, the heart tree spoke again. "Lyra, I need your help. I have sent parts of myself out into the world to experience life, but they have all forgotten who they are, scattered and lost. I'm growing weaker with each passing day. If you can find and gather them back to me, I will regain my strength and you will gain a friend." Touched by the tree's plea, Lyra promised to help. The heart tree shared memories that would lead her to these lost fragments, each one representing a different aspect of its being. Armed with these clues and driven by her compassion, Lyra set off into the world. Her journey led her through enchanted forests, across babbling brooks and into hidden valleys. Along the way she met mythical creatures, some helpful, others not so much, and each encounter tested her courage and determination. Yet with each challenge she overcame, Lyra grew stronger, more confident in her abilities and purpose. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the land, Lyra finally spotted the heart tree in the distance. With newfound strength in her steps, she raced towards it, eager to fulfill her promise. Upon her return, Lyra noticed a profound change in the heart tree. Its branches, once laden with weariness, now quivered with excitement. Its leaves, which had whispered with sadness, now rustled with joy. "Lyra, you have brought me back together," the heart tree exclaimed, its voice echoing with newfound strength. "And in doing so, you have freed me from my earthly bonds." As the last rays of sunlight kissed the horizon, the heart tree transformed. Its rough bark softened, becoming smooth and supple. Its gnarled branches stretched towards the sky, now slender and graceful. And where there were once only leaves, now bloomed vibrant flowers, each one a different color, and each one exuding a heavenly fragrance. The heart tree, no longer bound by its physical form, reached out with its newfound freedom. Its roots, once firmly planted in the earth, now danced in the air, twirling and dipping as if in celebration. The tree, now known as Celeste, invited Lyra to climb into its roots, promising an adventure that would take them far beyond the confines of the Whisperwood. Hand in hand, they embarked on a journey through the interconnected roots, diving deep into the earth. The tunnels twisted and turned, leading them through a labyrinth of earthy passages until they finally reached a vast cavern. Inside, instead of darkness, there was a swirling vortex of vibrant colors, pulsing with a gentle rhythm. "This is the gateway to the dreaming realm," Celestis explained, its voice echoing with wonder. "A place where dreams are born, and imagination knows no bounds." Together, Lyra and Celestis stepped into the vortex, leaving behind the familiar sights and sounds of the Whisperwood for a realm beyond imagination. And so their grand adventure began, filled with wonders and challenges that tested their bond, proving that sometimes the greatest adventures start with a single step outside the ordinary, a leap of faith into the unknown, and the courage to follow your heart wherever it may lead.